Hey guys, guess what? John Cena and Randy Orton are both world champions at the exact same time. Aren't you excited? Huh? Anybody? Anybody? Good. Because I'm not. Ugh. What's going on, YouTubers? It is your boy, X-Man, back up here with my review for Hell in a Cell 2013. And guess who's back? The casual viewer. Overall thoughts on the show?
Average comes to mind.
Average?
All I can say is, luckily, because you seem to be friends with the WWE, we got to see it without much interruptions.
Because we're special.
Because we're special like that. But I just don't see me putting $50 down for this.
$45 even.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
But we're gonna get into it.
Right. My thoughts about the show wasn't terrible. It was decent, I suppose. Was it better than the last pay-per-view? Yes, it was better than Battleground. But I don't know. There's a lot of stuff in the show that just kind of felt like it should have been on Raw and not really on a pay-per-view. Yeah.
Ouch.
I'll get to that in a second. Not everything, but there are some matches.
Hey.
So
it's your opinion.
It's my opinion.
I'm just saying, it's like, man.
We'll see what happens.
Raw quality.
I mean, the pre-show match was, first off, the actual pre-show match was the IC Championship match. But Curtis Axel apparently got injured, so they canceled that match and put Big E Langston into another match with the U.S. champion.
Okay, did they even explain that? Because I didn't see it.
They should have explained that.
Well, no, it's just, there's just the moments to me where I'm like, do they just not care about the pre-show? Like, do they not care about that 30 minutes before the show starts?
I just think they don't care about the IC Championship, period. Because the IC Champion title holder, whoever you are, whoever it is, just seems to be treated like crap. Okay. A guy named Wade Barrett went on a losing streak as IC Champion. The Miz was IC Champion going into WrestleMania. He was in the pre-show. He didn't even get on the main card. You know, and now Curtis Axel has it, and he was going to be on the pre-show as well. And now that he's off the pre-show, they don't even want to take the time to tell the fans he's not on the show because he's injured. Weird. Okay. I didn't get that. But the replacement match was Damien Sandow, Mr. Money in the Bank, taking on Kofi Kingston. Decent match. Damien Sandow won with some kind of a half Nelson slam. I didn't like it. I liked his previous finisher. It was a neck breaker. It was cooler. So, what did you feel about the match?
I could not tell you what happened. I just remember the people that fought. All I remember is, you're welcome!
That's it?
I remember that guy, because I'm sorry, he's a very memorable individual.
Yeah, he's a...
I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that the other people that are wrestling there are stupid, but this is the first time we actually got a guy that spouts about how smart he is and actually is smart.
Yeah.
You know, he might not win any matches, but
which sucks, because why is it that Mr. Money in the Bank holders have to lose matches? That just seems to be the point here. I don't think you don't watch wrestling all that much, but the pattern is Mr. Money in the Bank holders go on losing streaks. Why do they go on losing streaks? So they can be a surprise when they actually cash it in. Because it's like, oh, they're losing, so we're not going to expect them to cash in. All of a sudden, it's dumb.
So in other words, it's just a build-up for like, oh, remember this guy?
Yeah.
He's cashing in. Which means...
But you didn't see it coming because he was a loser, huh?
Wouldn't it be better if, like, he had the Money in the Bank thing and he kept winning so that he didn't need it, so that he gave it up or something? I don't know.
Yes!
Okay.
It would be much better if you build him up with wins and then cash it in. That makes a lot more sense.
Well, actually, that's another thing.
Yeah.
Is he allowed to actually give the briefcase to anybody else if he wanted to?
No.
Really? So he has it, and he has no choice but to cash it in?
Unless it lets it expire after a year, which he can do.
So he has this Money in the Bank, which he can cash in as long as it's within the time limit.
Yeah. Does that bother you?
Yes and no.
Why?
Because it's like, well, if that's the case, then there's really only two options with that scenario, and that's he either loses all the time and cashes it in, or he wins all the time and cashes it in when he doesn't need it.
Yeah.
So he either loses and cashes in because he's losing, or he wins all the time and cashes it in just cuz.
Think about it this way. If he lost all his matches and then cashed it in, then you're thinking, well, you lost all your matches, so you're a loser as champion. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But you just pretty much explain how the Money in the Bank briefcase doesn't work all that much.
Okay.
It kind of feels pointless even then, because it's like, yeah, he can win matches and then win the championship, but he can do that without the briefcase as well.
Well, I'm sorry, but I just want to know, because I'm thinking, well, every time I've seen him, he's had that briefcase. He hasn't cashed it in, so he's cashing in for something, but from what you told me, he's been losing. Wow. So, what's his...
I do hope he does cash it in eventually, though.
Okay.
Gets the championship, hopefully. Okay, the opening match of the show was the Triple Threat Tag Team Championship match. It was the Rose Brothers, Cody Rhodes and Goldust, the female-looking face paint.
No, it's just... Yeah. I was like, Goldust. Yeah. And I'm like, who is this?
His real name is Dustin Rhodes, but Goldust, that's his wrestling name.
Oh, I care so much. But my thing is, I'm thinking, who is this guy? Because I haven't seen him.
He was around back then when Austin was around, and The Rock was around.
And guess who I only remember? I remember those. I could tell you off the top of my head who I remembered like 10 years ago. That was Triple H, Big Show, The Rock, Austin,
Mankind.
Never heard of him.
Kane.
Him I know.
Taker.
The Undertaker?
Yeah.
Yes. I like the Usos.
The Usos?
Usos, but I was shocked when I found out they were actually related
to The Rock.
To The Rock. Because, there's just that moment, it's like, they look a lot like him, but then it's like, no, that's racist, isn't it? To think that all of them look alike, and then you're like, actually, they're related.
Okay. Guess who also is related to the Usos and The Rock? Remember Roman Reigns, the member of the Shield? He's also Samoan. The big guy in the Shield that looks Samoan.
And he's related
to The Rock and the Usos.
Okay.
But the match was actually really good, though. I actually enjoyed the match. Lots of crazy spots. There was a spot when they actually took a superplex from the top rope, and then he fell onto the members on the outside. That was pretty cool. I thought it was really good, though. The Rose Brothers winning, I thought was the right choice, honestly. I wanted the Usos to win. I really did. But I'm not really upset that they didn't. I mean, how do you feel about the match?
Well, okay. I give it a 3.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the fact that, I would have gave it a higher thing because, like, I've never seen a triple tag team match.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even knew that was a thing that was allowed. But then it just got points off, not because of the who won, because it's like, okay, who cares?
You thought nothing special happened?
Well, no, it's like, okay, that's great. I'm just saying that for me, it just didn't go higher because it's like, there's so much
that they could
you could have done with that scenario. And I just feel bad because it's like, what was the problem? Was it because it was the opening match? Was it because these guys are fresh?
I mean, probably for me, I think you expected a lot more out of the match. You didn't get
It's a triple tag team match.
Yeah. Okay. But they all looked good in the match, though.
Oh, they did great.
Yeah.
I want more.
Gotcha. 3-star match?
3.
Alright. Then we got a segment between The Miz and the Wyatt family. Miz comes out and challenges Bray Wyatt to a match or just to fight him. Bray Wyatt comes on the screen and talks about the monster behind my eyes. And then the arena goes dark.
And then the arena goes dark, the lights come back on, his brothers show up, and then they fight The Miz. Then Kane shows up.
Kane comes back.
And then gets rid of the brothers, but then turns around and attacks The Miz too.
Yeah, chokeslams him. Why does he chokeslam him? Because he's a freaking monster, that's why.
Does he need a reason?
No.
Because he's Kane.
He's Kane. Thank you. I like that about Kane. I miss that about Kane. Okay, I like the fact that he just attacks people because he wants to. He's Kane. Thank you. The Monster King is back. So let's see where that goes. That should be interesting. The next match here is one of those Raw matches I talked about. Fandango and Summer Rae taking on the Great Khali and Natalya. Remember that match?
There was no point in that match.
Guys, let me tell you something. When the female wrestlers are outperforming the men...
Oh my god! That's... No, because that's what I thought was messed up. Because, like, I thought these two were supposed to fight, not the girlfriends.
Summer Rae, the female dancer you saw. That was her first match.
Okay.
And she actually did good.
I was impressed. If it's their first match, that's, I'm
impressed myself. I like it.
It was a good match, but I am kind of confused that, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that the girls have to only fight with the other girls and they can never fight with the boys, but I'm saying that if I'm more interested in the girls that are fighting than the guys that are more established, why are they here?
Honestly, we should have just had Natalya versus Summer Rae. That would have been better, honestly.
Because that's what happened.
That's exactly what happened.
And that's the only reason I give it a 3. Not because the girls didn't do a good job, but because where were the guys in this?
The girls pretty much carried the entire match. Fandango's a joke. The dancers, he's a joke. Great Khali is a bigger joke. I'm sorry. That's just how it is. The U.S. Championship match. Langston versus Dean Ambrose. It was alright. Do you remember much about the match?
I don't even know who you're talking about.
Dean Ambrose was a guy of the Shield. He carried the U.S. belt.
Right.
And he disqualified himself.
That's right.
And that's how Langston won.
Uh-huh.
How do you feel about Langston, though? Big guy.
Oh, he's a big dude.
That's it?
Well, it's just, I wasn't looking forward to it because since it's that guy from the Shield, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing with him. The same thing.
Talk to the fans.
No,
how you feel about the Shield?
Okay. Every time the Shield showed up, like, all the times I've known it was the same BS every time. They have the belt, they lose the match, but they still have the belt. Now that they don't have the belt, they just... I don't know what this guy's doing now.
You're tired of them losing by disqualification, pretty much.
It's always disqualification. It's always the same thing. And it's never... And then the times when they actually do win legitly, it means nothing.
It's against people they should be beaten and not like a challenge or anything like that.
Yeah, it's it's not like, for example, it's every time they win, it's not against someone that should beat them.
Yeah.
It's just, okay, let's have a match where they won.
And they used to do that, but as of lately, they're kind of just going through this routine of get ourselves disqualified, keep the belts, and move on.
Well, because I thought that the Shield was supposed to be these, like, what's the term? I thought they were supposed to be these vigilantes that went too far.
Yeah, unstoppable, cohesive unit that just dominated the entire roster.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that the whole idea was cool, that these guys were supposed to be the unstoppable tag team match, and no one can screw them over, nothing. And then the joke is the fact that that's all they're good at.
Yeah.
That when they do it by themselves, they're not good.
They're not that good,
and what's the point of you guys? Because if all you can do is do a tag team match, then are you really worth the WWE's time? And that could have been something to me. But instead, it's like, okay, so you guys are here. What you doing? Oh, when's the match over?
They're henchmen now, working for Triple H. That's about it. Yes. That bothers you. They go from the dominant stable in WWE to henchmen.
I don't mind them being henchmen.
Yeah.
What I mind is that they were this high.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're down here.
That's what I mean, though.
Yeah.
They kind of lost that little...
whatever flame they had, or whatever intensity, all that potential. And but 2.
Okay, 2-star with that one, too. Langston won by disqualification, by the way. Or by countout, actually. Mm-hmm. But the Hell in a Cell match, handicap match between CM Punk, Ryback, and Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman climbs on top of the cage to watch from down below and let CM Punk and Ryback wrestle throughout the match. Mm-hmm. This was better than their match last year. By much? Not really. But it was still a solid, entertaining match. Did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it, but honestly, truthfully, I was going to give this a 4. Mm-hmm. But then it got marked down to 3 because the only reason I was enjoying it so much is because CM Punk was fighting.
That's about it, yeah.
And it was entertaining because they actually explained the storyline. They explained what was going on. They explained why they're fighting. They explained this. And then the start, finish, the beginning, middle, and end was all good. It's just...
lots of spots in the match. Ryback suplexing CM Punk against the cage. CM Punk getting an elbow drop through the table with Ryback on top of it. It was good.
Then climb him into the top to candlestick.
Yeah.
Paul Heyman.
Which at the end was pretty awesome. That was the best part of the match, the ending.
Yeah, and I mean, that was good. It's just, how should I put it? it was a tad predictable.
You knew it was coming.
I would have been surprised if CM Punk lost.
Right, and another henchman came in and screwed him over.
Right, you know, I would have been surprised, but you know.
Yeah, honestly, like I said, the ending was the best part with CM Punk candlesticking Paul Heyman on top of the cage. He finally gets his revenge on Heyman, and I don't know where they're going to go from here.
Well, that's my thing, too, because it's just, okay, Paul Heyman is mad.
Yeah.
But he was already mad.
Mm-hmm.
And you already sent the one... I mean, because I just find it funny. You sent Brock Lesnar, right?
Brock Lesnar.
You sent Brock Lesnar after him. He won!
Yeah.
And still, no one cares, because they still love CM Punk.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, so you're just beating him to beat him.
And now fans are waiting for him to come back so they can have a rematch.
Well, I mean, that is exciting.
Yeah.
It's just when I found out that they were just fighting to fight and he didn't get a belt or anything, I am kind of surprised that was like the second anticipated match of the
SummerSlam card.
Yeah,
okay.
of the card. Because
Yeah.
I thought he got something or lost something, but it's like, but it was still exciting.
Right. But yeah, moving on to the next match here, it's Los Matadores versus the Real Americans. How do you feel about Los Matadores?
If this ain't the racist, okay. Just no, because when I saw it, because he was like, "Oh, it's a tag team match." I was like, "Against who? Wait, who are they? Are you serious?
Mexicans.
Are you telling me these bullfighters?
Bullfighters
are wrestlers?
They have a bull manager called El Torito.
That's the best guy.
Yeah.
In the thing. I mean, at the very end of the match, because the bullfighters won.
Yeah.
The bull fought and defeated the other three We the People folks.
Real Americans.
No, whatever.
Yeah.
And then, if they aren't trying to make the Real Americans the most hated people in WWE, I don't know. Because everywhere they go, they just keep talking about the most racist stuff.
Zeb Coulter is supposed to be a racist character. He does it on purpose. And it's sad because it's not working.
Yeah.
They're still getting over. Every time they say We the People, the crowd's right there with them. Especially Antonio Cesaro, the guy with the big swing.
Uh-huh.
Saw him go around 31, 34, 35 times, around that number.
According to the announcers, it was 31 times.
31 times, alright. But that was honestly the big swing. And the match was good. It was a solid match. But that, and I guess the ending with El Torito taking them all out.
The bull was the best part.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I'm not knocking people.
Right.
It's just for a guy that short to do what he did, I was impressed.
Alright. But yeah, Los Matadores win. Then we get to your favorite match. No, I'm joking.
Nah.
John Cena returns to take out Alberto Del Rio for the World Heavyweight Championship. Who won?
Cena.
Hey, he's a 14-time world champion, like I said he would be. Is anybody shocked? The match was on. It was decent.
I liked it, but
Yeah.
I liked it simply because of the build-up.
Okay.
Because, I mean, they built up the whole thing that he was injured.
Mm-hmm.
He got injured by him. He spent the last, 6 weeks healing, and, should he come back? Is it too soon? And I was like, okay, that's great, but how much of this is storyline in
How
real
much
life?
is real?
I mean, I know I
Yeah.
keep saying that. It's just, there are them times when it's like, sometimes I wish they would stop getting their real life mixed in with this, because that's why fans get so upset with certain things that are said. It's like, I can't believe he said that. He's playing a character, but he was really injured.
Yeah.
But he's playing a character.
It's kind of like a cover-up.
Yeah.
I hate you. Why would you say that? I'm playing a character. Whatever.
Well, because that's why it's like if that guy that played the dude, the We the People guy, if someone beats him up for being a racist, I must be very disappointed. Because it's like
he's playing
a character.
Now, if he got beat up on TV by a different character, okay.
On the WWE,
Yeah.
then it's like, well,
You got what you deserve.
Yeah.
But in real life, it's kind of like he doesn't mean that. Take it easy. But to me, Cena coming back and winning, I knew it was going to happen because it's John Cena. So what disappointed me was the fact that I expected Damien Sandow, Mr. Money in the Bank, to come out and cash in.
Oh no, they just kept showing that. Yeah. As if, oh, he could. And then here's his briefcase, and then he's looking at TV.
There he is!
Match
is over! Here he comes! Here he comes!
Here he comes! Wait.
Where is he? No?
Wait, that's it?
That's it?
Oh.
I hate that. That's not cool.
Well, I'm actually... It was kind of up in the air for me on whether or not Cena was going to win. Not that it's just... It goes like this. Because he was injured, there was a possibility for Del Rio to win. But there would be that whole thing of, oh, the only way you can win is if you're playing an injured, person. So do you really deserve the belt? But then, hey, it's not his fault that Cena came in when he wasn't ready, and that could have been something. Yeah. Granted, I'm not disappointed that John Cena won. That's great. Put that other guy down a peg. But it's like what I told you before. It doesn't matter how much people hate Cena. They hate this guy, Del Rio, more.
They care about Cena. They don't care about Del Rio. Because if you notice when he came out, not much reaction happened.
Oh, no. I mean, I get that, but that's what I mean.
Yeah.
What I mean is that if there's a difference between I don't like either of you, but I rather him win.
Yeah.
Type of thing. And that's how it seemed. It's like, well, let's see. I don't like Del Rio, but I like him a lot less than Cena.
Yeah. And that's why he went for Cena.
Right.
Alright. Fair enough. Divas Championship match. AJ Lee versus Brie Bella. AJ won.
Oh my god. I gave this a 2. And the funny thing is, it was a good match.
They tried.
They did.
They really did. Brie Bella is trying. She is really trying to be a noteworthy female wrestler on the program.
They did good moves.
Yeah.
They did them right. They executed them perfectly. But I was so bored. And I would think that the whole idea of girls fighting each other would have carried my attention.
But dude, think about it this way. Part of the reason that you were bored was because you wasn't invested in the characters. You're not really invested in Brie Bella all that much, are you? Let's be honest.
No.
Not really?
No.
That's the issue we're having with her right now. They're trying to push her as like the top female wrestler.
But she just showed up.
Yeah. But you want to know why they're doing that? Because she's getting married to Daniel Bryan. And they feel like, hey, let's have Daniel Bryan's girlfriend, fiance.
No, wait. Are they actual fiancés in real life?
In real life.
Okay. And they're putting that as a storyline here?
Is that what you was talking about with them mixing real life with storyline?
Well, yeah, because it's like you're saying that. I was like, wait. Is that the storyline or is that actually happening?
That's actually happening.
Okay. Not that I care. That's great.
But even then, you're still kind of like, whatever. I still don't.
Well, because I'm like, well, that's great, but I didn't realize both of y'all had to wrestle. But I guess y'all both wrestling is the way y'all met. But why?
Just for the TV show, because she's on the Total Divas show as well.
Oh, this again.
I don't know, dude. Honestly, AJ Lee was the right person to win. Thank God she kept the belt. No disrespect to Brie Bella. AJ Lee is just a better female wrestler overall. You care more about AJ, right?
I know who she is.
All right.
So.
There we go. Main event time. Got a lot to talk about for this one. Randy Orton versus Daniel Bryan. Hell in a Cell with Shawn Michaels as a special guest referee.
I'd like to change that title.
Why?
It's Randy Orton versus Daniel Bryan versus Shawn Michaels versus Triple H in the cage.
Triple H got involved. Of course he did. But before Triple H got involved, it was a really good match, though. They did some crazy spots. Daniel Bryan did, I think 3 suicide dives to Randy Orton on the outside.
He did 3 suicide dives. Only 2 were successful. The third one he failed.
And he hit the cage.
That
was
on.
crazy. It was, using the cage a lot, which I like about Hell in a Cell matches. They threw chairs inside the ring.
No. Daniel Bryan took 10 chairs out from the bottom, threw them in the middle of the ring, but then, of course, Randy picked him up and missed slamming him into all of them.
He was going for a superplex on top of the chairs. Mm-hmm. Barely got it, but it was still, the idea was still cool.
Oh, the idea was cool.
Yeah. But he didn't execute it. Other than that, we can talk about the ending then. because Triple H came in and he was doing some crazy stuff.
Okay.
And distracted Shawn Michaels. He was all like, "What are you doing? I got this." You know.
Well, this was my thought process.
Okay.
Going into the last match. Mm-hmm. There's 20 minutes left.
Okay.
I'm thinking, okay, they're still fighting. 10 minutes pass. There's only 10 minutes left in the match. I'm thinking, oh, okay. Maybe Triple H is not going to show up. Maybe it's here he is.
And as soon as he said that,
and
there he is.
As soon as I said that, here he comes. And then when he comes, he's complaining that the ref is not doing his job. And I'm like, well, what was he supposed to do? He is doing his job. And why do you have this thing against Daniel Bryan? And wait a minute, I realize he's the CEO, but why does that mean he can get inside the cage? I thought the whole idea is that no one in, no one out thing. And then Daniel Bryan drop kicks Triple H, which I thought was awesome.
Yeah, what happens is Randy Orton knocked out Shawn Michaels, which allowed Triple H, which made Triple H get inside the cage to check on his best friend. Triple H pushes Daniel Bryan out the way, which pisses off Daniel Bryan. He then runs and does some kind of a running knee to his face, knocks him out, and then Shawn Michaels sees it, and because he hit his best friend, he lost his temper, and he super kicks Daniel Bryan. That crowd went silent. Everybody was like, "Oh."
And then Randy won, and then Shawn walked off, and I'm assuming
he was distraught. He was like, "Oh crap! Why did I do that?
What did I do?
What did I do? Crap!" Randy Orton is the new WWE champion. I'm pretty sure a lot of you fans out there are not happy about that.
Well, 4 stars is what I get.
It's still a very good match.
Because I was invested in the whole thing, and I had a play-by-play. What happened?
So the question is, where do we go from here? I mean, do we do another Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton match at Survivor Series?
Well, I don't know. I don't see the reason for it. I mean, the door's open for it, but why? I mean,
well, he got screwed, obviously.
No, yes, but again, like I said before, how many times are you guys going to screw this dude over?
Yeah.
How many times? Until I just don't care anymore.
It gets to a point.
I think Daniel Bryan's great. I think the whole thing he stood for was great. I thought the whole idea that he finally won, but it got taken away from him, was great. But how many times is it going to get taken away from him?
It gets to a point now where it's just like, okay, you're going to screw him over again, aren't you? Yeah, even if we do say Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton, like tomorrow night on Raw, fans are going to be thinking, alright, what's going to happen?
Well, because it's like me, there's so many problems with it. It's like, okay, first he just gets screwed over regardless of the rule. He keeps getting screwed over even with the rules.
Yeah.
Because of what happened to him before.
At Night of Champions.
At Night of Champions. Now he's getting screwed over because the guy in charge of the company doesn't like him. Why? Who knows? And then third, it's just like, it just seems like this is the storyline they want to go with. They want to go with the whole, he keeps getting screwed over and the underdog until he finally gets his triumphant victory. But it's like, it was hard enough just to get the belt.
Yeah.
And now they're just making it into this slog, in this crawl, to the point where even if he got the belt tomorrow,
about time.
Yeah, it's like, even if he got it tomorrow, I would not care.
I would say I wouldn't care.
I wouldn't, because it's like, okay, from what I heard, from what I get, as far as I'm concerned, he got the belt. And he won it fair and square. It's just, he's not champion anymore because it got taken from him. So, me, it's like, okay, he lost it, but hell, he won it against a worthy opponent. And he got screwed over by a guy, by some other dude. And then he keeps getting screwed over. You know, it's like, it's just the whole idea. It's like, if you're going to break the rules anyway, then what's the point?
I guess one thing I'm worried about is Daniel Bryan being taken out of the title picture and being replaced with someone else, which obviously would be the Big Show, which I don't want to see. I don't want to see Big Show take on Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. That sounds boring. I don't want to see that. Do you want to see that? You heard about the storyline with Big Show getting fired and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I saw it, but my thing is, like, I like the Big Show. I like the story they're going with. But to me, it's like, is there really anyone that could actually take him on a one-on-one besides Mark Henry.
Believably, well, if you're talking about realistically, nobody should beat the Big Show.
Well,
but because it's WWE, pretty much anybody can beat the Big Show. But okay, the main question is, because you asked me about this, about why is Triple H giving Daniel Bryan a hard time?
Yes, I want to know.
They should clear that up, should they? My speculation on it would be the fact that since Daniel Bryan is apparently the face of the WWE to the fans, Triple H, who has apparently never been the face, let's be honest, he's been champion, he's a 13-time world champion, but he never was the guy to watch. In the Attitude Era, when Austin was around, The Rock was around, was Triple H the guy to watch?
No.
It was Austin, it was Rock, it was Shawn Michaels when he was leader DX, when Triple H was still there after Rock and Austin left. Then it was Hulk Hogan when he came back. And then after that, it was John Cena. And then Batista. Remember Batista, right?
I forgot all about that guy. But yeah, I remember. I mean, when you said the name, I was like, oh, right. I remember him.
I mean, you could argue like one speck that Triple H was the guy to watch on SmackDown when he was world champion.
Well, I mean...
But he still wasn't the franchise player. He wasn't the guy to watch.
I agree with that, but I will say that, like, Triple H wasn't really the franchise guy. He was the villain.
He was the guy that the franchise guy faced.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's been the antagonist, but...
But yeah, take that, and you have the fact that Daniel Bryan is apparently the face to the people. That pisses him off. It's the fact that you have this small, in his mind, this small, chubby, bearded guy who looks nothing like how WWE guys should look, and I have everything that they want. I never was a guy, but you are. You know, maybe that's why he hates Daniel Bryan. If that's the case, that would actually work.
Hey, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying if that's the case, they're doing a hell of a job explaining it.
They should explain that, you know. It's not Daniel Bryan and Triple H come out and say, "This is why I hate you, you son of a bitch."
Yeah.
But, any other thoughts on the main event?
No.
Okay, so were you happy with the overall pay-per-view?
I give it an overall 3 out of 5.
3 stars, I agree. Would you recommend it being bought?
No.
Would you recommend people watching it?
Sure.
Yeah, pretty much that's our score. We recommend you guys go out and watch it, but not necessarily spend $45 on it. Not saying it was a terrible show, it's just, was it really worth $45?
No, not to me. But me, it just goes like this. Not like I'm advocating watching it illegally or anything, but I'm just saying that, like, it's one of those things where, should you watch it? Yes. But if you miss it, you don't sweat it.
Yeah.
Let me just put it that way.
If we was going to recommend matches, what matches would you recommend?
The Hell in the Cell.
That's the main event.
The main event one, honestly.
Tag team and main event. That's what I would recommend. That was honestly what I was looking forward to the most. Those 2 matches. Mm-hmm. And they gave me what I wanted, so I'm fine.
Yeah.
So, solid show overall. You will see this guy again for Survivor Series, right? That's next month.
Okay.
Alright.
That's the next pay-per-view.
So share your thoughts down below about how you felt about this pay-per-view, and subscribe, like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, check out my second channel for tributes and mashups, check out my mashups on the WWE channel, and everything down below in the description box. Any final words?
Yeah. No.
No. We will see you next time, right?
Yes.
Alright guys, your boy the X-Men signing off. Peace.